How's it going, fellow Saiyans and other life forms? Welcome back to Saiyan TCG. As you can see, today we have our Broly Rising starter deck opening. And, yeah. I ended up picking up 2 of these. I've already opened up one of them. But, yeah. So, of course, like the previous starter decks, going to tell you what you could do if you picked up only 2 of these to start the game, like how you could combine cards that you get and make a playable deck. So yeah, so this is the newest starter deck. There was only one of them for Series 6, which was the Broly. I believe next set we're going to get another starter deck, and then we're getting something called I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a more like competitive version of a deck. So it's like pre-made, but like has more competitive cards. Which, I mean, starter decks do have some good cards in them, but like I think a lot of people are looking forward to see what they actually provide in those competitive decks. And yeah, I barely noticed this while I was getting ready to record this, that it actually has the one-drop Broly, my bad, the one-drop Broly on the side, and then they got me to look, and apparently the Gogeta and the Shenron also had, well, the Gogeta one had Gogeta on the front, or on the side, and then Shenron also had Shenron. But it had like the more classic looking Shenron on the side. So I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, like if you happen to pick up more of these and like have them sealed, it'd be like a little cool like shelf thing that you could have. But yeah, regardless, let's get into this. So yeah, I've been seeing online that these are actually going for like crazy amounts, which I don't know why this is becoming like super expensive. Like, I believe that they're like 20-something bucks on like various websites. It's like, this shouldn't be that much. But like, so if you could pick this up, I mean, if you could get this for around what it's supposed to actually be selling at, like if by some chance you happen to find them at like Target, which I went to Target to see if they actually had any more, because, I mean, you only get like one foil of each card, so I was thinking about maybe picking up some more. But my Target only had like 4 of the Destroyer Kings that were left of the packs, and then like no starter decks. They only had like the Namekians one still. So, I mean, maybe give it a little bit to see if your local Target even carries them. But yeah, like online, I think they're going for like 20 something bucks, and I don't think it's worth that much, or at least it shouldn't be worth that much. Like, if this is just supposed to be a starter deck. So yeah, if you're wondering what I'm doing, there's supposed to be like a little tab thing on the side that you just like get it, and then you just pull on it and the whole plastic comes off. So I got it now. So yeah, so it's just like this little thing, and then you just pull it on it all the way through, and then it perfectly peels the plastic off. So here we got the Broly Evil Unleashed, the starter deck exclusive leader. Let me just sleeve this up. The only thing that I kind of have gripes about this is that the starter deck leader doesn't have like texture to it. Like the energy's kind of textured, but like the other ones had like energy, and then like the energy was textured and like the background. I kind of miss that they did that. But I mean, the card just looks awesome though. But there's the front side. His activate main is that once for the whole game while you're in the front, you could search for one drop Green Frieza's Army from your deck and add it to your hand. So most people go for like the one drop Broly to start the chain. You could also get the one of the Paragus. The Paragus that comes in here, and then like Chilai or Lemo could be searched through that. And then on the Awaken side, its permanent is that you can't have more than 2 battle cards on your side, which is kind of sucks, but I mean, you could make do with it. And then Sparking 7. When this card attacks, draw 1 card, and you draw cards until you have 6 in hand, so it's good for replenishing your hand. Then it has an activate main once per turn. You could kill 1 card on your side, and then kill 1 card on your opponent's side. But you can only do it if your opponent has a card, so you can't just kill one of your own cards randomly. But if your opponent has a card that you want to get rid of, you could kill one of your cards and kill theirs. Which has some synergy with some cards in the deck. Obviously the Broly, which when it dies, it keeps getting stronger. But it's also good with the Paragus that's in this thing, in the deck. Because you could use it to search. Then you could kill it off, and its effect is when it's KO'd by a skill or through battle, and it goes to the discard, you could untap a green. So you could use it to search. Your opponent has a card. I mean, you could combo with it. You could combo on to try to attack, just to make your opponent waste cards. Then you could KO it, KO one of their cards, and then get an energy back, and then try doing something else. So, I mean, not bad. Next, we have the starter deck exclusive Broly the Ravager. It's your 7-drop. It's a 30,000 critical, and then activate battle once per turn, either on your turn or your opponent's turn. You can do it. It's burst 3, and you mill the top 3 of your deck, and they have to drop 1 card from their hand. Next, we have Broly Rushing Forth, another starter deck exclusive. This is how you get to the 7-drop. So it's a 4-drop critical. When this card is removed from battle area by a skill or KO'd, you may choose 2 cards from your hand and place them in the drop area. If you do, choose one of your green Broly BR cards with the energy cost of 7 from your hand and play it. So you KO this one, or your opponent KOs it, you drop 2, and then he becomes this. So yeah, that's the exclusive for the deck. You can't get that one in the set. Next we have Paragus, the defending father Paragus. He's your super combo. He's only exclusive to the starter deck, which is kind of why it's, I believe, that's why it's kind of expensive. Because he's basically like Hoi. If you played the game, the Hoi super combo for Hirudegarn. Or if you're new to the game, when you combo with this card, since it's your super combo, you can only have 4 of these in your deck. But when you combo with it, when you have 4 or less life, you draw 2 cards, then you choose 1 card from your hand and send it to your warp. So if you have like a dead extra card, or a card that you know that wouldn't be worth playing in the matchup that you're playing against your opponent, like let's say you have a card for another specific matchup in your main deck and it's pretty much useless, you could send it to the warp with this skill. So then It's one more dead card out of your hand. When I've been playing with the app, the tutorial app, I've been usually using it to discard like the extra cards like out of my hand. So then like when you would attack with like one of your battle cards, right before you're gonna swing with your leader, I would try to combo everything I had with the attack, usually from the critical one, just because critical's good. Then I would swing with my leader and draw 6 new cards, and this would help me get rid of extra cards I didn't want to play. Then you have Chile, Frieza Force Soldier. When you play this card, draw 1 card, so it's not bad, helps you draw. And then activate main for 1 green, 1 unrestricted energy cost. You choose 1 green Frieza's army with an energy cost of 2 or less from your deck and play it. Then shuffle your deck. So let's say that you really needed a super combo or something. You could pay the 2 to get the super combo from your deck to your hand, or to play, and then combo off. I think that would actually be better off with like using some of the other cards that you could play. Hold on. I have some other cards for the deck thing, but yeah, I'll probably talk about it later. But getting Chile the Beautiful, like if you're running the other Broly that comes in the set, that when you kill, you could drop 1 card and then kill one of your opponent's battle cards. Like you could play Chile, you could use Chile Frieza Force Soldier to find Chile the Beautiful and play it. Then when you either use your leader's ability to kill a card, or one of the Broly's abilities to kill a card, then your opponent would drop a card. But yeah, I'll probably bring that up later for when I talk about other cards you can play. But Lemo is just activate Bane once per turn. Choose for 1 green. Choose 1 card. Hold on, sorry. So it's choose 1 card from your hand and place it in the drop. Choose 1 green Chile BR with an energy cost of 2 or less from your deck and play it, then shuffle your deck. Actually, yeah, never mind. So you'd probably want to play this one instead. But it is a 2 cost, so it's kind of like 3. I mean, it'd basically be the same thing. Because this one doesn't restrict it that you can't play another Chile off of it, and they both would cost you 3 energy anyway. So, I mean, either one could actually work. Then next we have the Son Goku Time to Fight. I mean, I could see where it'd be good, but like, since most of your Brolys aren't like 3 or less, except for your 1-drop, I don't think that this is really worth keeping in the deck, personally. His thing is, when you play him, so his permanent is, if your opponent has 4 or more cards in rest mode, you reduce the energy cost by 3, so it's a 1-drop. Then auto, when you play this card, you can't play Son Goku Time to Fight for the duration of the turn, so that should have just been a permanent. I don't know why that's an auto. Then activate main, place the card in the drop. Choose 1 green or yellow Saiyan with an energy cost of 3 or less and 10k power or less from your drop, and put it in rest mode. And you could only play battle cards with green or yellow and no other color for the duration of the turn. So I mean, that's just kind of like for cards that are coming, but like I said, I don't think it's worth keeping. Then you got Vegeta, Time to Fight. It's a blocker. Same thing, where his permanent is, if your opponent has 4 or more cards in rest mode, you reduce its cost by 3, so it's a 1-drop 15k blocker. He would be more likely to stay in the deck than the Goku, the Goku, I don't really see it's worth it. Then you got Godly Destruction Whis. Auto, when you play this card, draw one card. And then his other auto, once per turn, when your opponent switches their energy to active mode with a non-awakened skill, their turn, choose one of your opponent's energy and place it in the drop area. So it's kind of like the Borgos, except it's a yellow one. But I don't think Borgos is actually a once per turn. So I think you could actually, like, if your opponent keeps trying to untap energy or ramp energy, I think you get them. Or, yeah, no, it's just untap. But, yeah, I think that one's not a once per turn. So, I mean, I could be wrong. But I'd probably keep that one. And then the final starter deck rare is Godly Destruction Beerus. He's a 1-drop. When you play this card, choose one of your opponent's cards in rest mode with an energy cost of 2 or less and KO it. If this could KO stuff with Barrier, that would have been awesome. But especially if it didn't have to be in rest mode. Like if this was just KO something 2 costs or less without Barrier, that would have been better. Plus, he only has 5k. Like, what are they trying to say? He's a god of destruction, but he's super weak. And then from there, now you just get your 2 ofs. So you get another Broly the Ravager. So you get 2 of the 7-drop, 2 of the Broly Rushing Forward. Your second super combo, which kind of sucks that you only get 2. So you need to get 2 starter decks just to get your 4 super combos for your deck. And if you're new to the game, always play 4 super combos. It's your free 10k combo card for your deck. It just helps you be aggressive or defensive, depending on whatever it is. Whatever situation you're facing, it's definitely worth having the 4. If you're not playing 4, then you are going to be in some bad luck when your opponent's pressuring you, or you're trying to pressure for a game and you can't out-combo them. So yeah, you get 2 Chile, 2 Lamo, 2 Goku, and 2 Vegetas. Which, I mean, they give you more exclusives, but at least before they would give you like 4 of some of them, and then like 2 of some, like maybe like 1 or 2 of them that you needed to get 2 decks for. But like now they give you 2 and 2 of everything, which kind of stinks. Like at least before you could have like stuff to trade that you had left over that you didn't really need. So yeah, those are all the starter exclusives. Then from there you get 4 Cold Bloodlust, which since this Broly leader is a Frieza's army, you could use Cold Bloodlust. It's a 1-cost yellow, and when your opponent plays a card, you could pay 1 yellow and play this down, and you could have the skills negated. So if they're trying to play some card that has like another skill that they need, you could negate that for their turn and stop them from doing whatever they're trying to do. You get 4 Frieza Call. I could see why people would want this, but I personally think it's kind of not worth it because it's a 1 cost. You could search for any 2 or less Frieza's army, but the only thing that I have against it is that it puts it in rest mode. If it played it in active mode, I think that this would be a way better card. But like in this deck, like, you can't combo with rested cards, and, like, if you put a card in rest mode, you're gonna want to have to defend it then. The only card that maybe you could do is, like, the Broly, just if you wanted to get it on the board, and, like, your opponent, if he kills it, that's fine. You could just go into the next form of Broly, and then keep going from there. But, besides that, I don't know if I'd keep that one in. Next, we get 4 of Broly Berserker Origins. This is the Broly from the set. This is the one that goes into, like, the SR Broly from the set. And this one is 4 costs, which you can go straight into from this Broly, which we'll cover next. But, like, yeah, the 1-drop Broly dies. You could go either into the one that came in the deck, the Broly Rushing Forth, or you can go into this one. But this one is activate battle, choose 1 card in your hand, and you could kill one of your opponent's battle cards with 3 costs or less, but it doesn't get around barrier, so if they have a card with barrier, you can't kill it. But anything else, you could kill it. So, yeah, I mean, they don't give you, like, the 6-drop, the rare one, or anything. So, for this chain, it just goes straight up to this, which, I mean, you could use it. Later on, I'll probably talk about maybe putting in some of the other chain of Broly into the deck. But yeah, so then its auto is just when this card is KO'd, you choose 2 cards from your hand, and then you turn into the 6-drop Broly. But that's about it. So just, it would help you kill cards on your opponent's field that are 3 or less. Of course, then we have Broly Unrealized Ambition. This is the card that starts the chain. It's a 1-drop for 10,000 power. When you play this card from your hand, you could choose, and if you play this card from your hand and your leader is a Green Frieza's army, choose 2 of your cards in your life and add them to your hand. So, when you play this card, if you play it from hand, you have to take 2 lives. And then when he dies, you can choose up to 2 lives. So you could choose 1 life, you could choose 2 lives. But I think you have to at least choose 1. You can't just choose 0. So, at most you'll lose 3 lives, which kind of stinks. I mean, it helps you gain cards in hand, but, like, if your opponent's playing super aggressive, you don't really want to take so many lives. But yeah, we got that for the beginning. I'll skip the Paragus right now, and I'll go to Taiza Bind Ba. This also comes in the deck. To activate, so it's a 1 cost 500 or 5,000 power. Activate main, choose 1 green Broly BR with an energy cost of 1 for your drop and play it. So basically, sorry. Basically, how I've been doing it, like when I was playing on the app, I mean, sure, it's not against an opponent, but usually I would try to, like, swing with my leader and combo off the Broly. So then you'd have a 15k attack to your opponent's leader. And then I would play the Taiza Bind Ba and then activate main. So then I could put him in play, and then I don't have to take the 2 lives. And then when he dies, I could choose to take 2 lives, or like 1, depending on how I would see it. But yeah, some people don't want to play this card, but I think that it could be of use somewhat, at least in the beginning. Or like later on, but Like, to get the other drops, there's other cards that you can actually play. But, yeah, I mean, I just kind of think that maybe it's somewhat useful in the deck. Next, we have the Paragus Deadly Premonition. So we got Paragus rocking that old school Broly look. That's like his outfit from the original Broly, I think. I'm pretty sure. And this one is a 1-drop, 4,000 power. When you play this card, you can search the top 5 for a Broly card and put it into your hand. And then, like I said, his second auto is when this card is removed from the battlefield by a skill. Oh, I thought it was by KO too. But apparently it's only by skill. I could have swore it was by KO too. But yeah, if it's removed by skill, you can choose one of your green energy cards and switch it to active mode. So like I said, later on, you're missing a Broly piece. You could play this, search for your Broly piece, and then if your opponent has a card on the field, you use your Broly leader's ability, kill Paragus, kill your opponent's card, untap an energy, and then you could go and play whatever Broly card you were trying to play. Then next we got Broly's Control Mechanism. It's a 1-cost field card, and then activate main. You place this card in the drop area and choose one of your Broly BR cards and place it in the drop area too, and then you draw 1 card. So like, you have your 1-drop Broly on the field. Like, turn 2, like if your opponent doesn't want to kill it or whatever, you could swing Broly Mechanism, kill Broly, bring out the 4-drop, draw a card, and then your 4-drop's also inactive, so then you could swing with your 4-drop too. So I mean, like, you could keep swinging with your Brolys as long as you kill them with the Control Mechanism. So I mean, it has its uses, plus you get that draw off of it, so it's not too bad. Then the final card that comes in the starter deck is the Wrathful Charge Negate. You negate the attack, and if your leader is green, negate the attack. Then you may choose one of your battle cards and place it in the drop area. You don't have to kill a card; it's optional. You could just negate the attack, but for the purposes of this deck, you'd want to kill one of your Broly cards, so then you could play the next Broly. So you go to the 4-drop Broly, your opponent swings, like, let's say that they're not trying to kill your Broly, you have an energy open, they swing, you negate the attack, you could kill the 4-drop and then go to the 7-drop Broly if you wanted to. Or if you're playing the other one, you'd go to the 6-drop Broly. So it's just to help you, but yeah, so now we'll go to, if you're going to be making a deck out of the cards, I'd definitely say you want to run 4 of the Paragus. Obviously, it's your super combo. This is technically the best super combo for green, just because it lets you draw 2 cards, and then you could discard a card that you don't need. So definitely you want to play 4 of the greens. You would definitely want to play 4 of your Paragus. I mean, he searches for your other Broly pieces that you might need. The Broly Mechanism, just because, I mean, you'll need it to go into your other Broly forms, and since if you're only getting the starter decks, and maybe like having some singles, I mean, if you get the Broly or the Paragus from the set, then you wouldn't need this many Broly rings. But if you're only getting the starter decks, I'd probably get 4 Broly rings in there. I mean, if anything, you could charge one for an energy. But I mean, if your opponent's not trying to kill your Brolys, you're gonna have to do it yourself. So then you could keep going up the chain and putting pressure on them. The 4 negates, like I said, if you're only having these cards, if not, you could get hold on, I think I have them right here. You could go for the Shocking Death Ball negate. Since this is a Sparking 5, and since you're like killing your own cards and stuff, you'll probably get 5 in the drop area. So then this negate lets you take a life in order to negate the attack, so you don't need energy open. Plus this one has an effect where you can kill one of your opponent's 1-drops. So I mean, if you're getting other cards, I mean, picking up some of these cards, maybe doing like 3 Shocking Death Ball, 2 Wrathful Charge or something would be good. But if you're just using the cards in the starter deck, I would suggest going with the 4 negates. Especially since it'll help you to KO your Brolys and get farther up the chain. But, I mean, you don't want to KO so many of the 1-drop Brolys, only because, I mean, they'll kill you. I mean, since you have to take lives automatically, at least if you, like, use Ba to get it out, then you could at least take, like, 1 life to keep going through the Broly chain, but, like, your opponent's going to be putting pressure on you. So you're going to be taking lives, and you're not going to want to be taking so many lives out of your life. But definitely, yeah, you're going to play 4 of the 1-drops. I would probably say, I mean, Ba, probably like 3, since, I mean, he's a 5k combo anyway, so you could just use him to combo off and defend yourself too. I'd probably play like 3 of these, only since you don't have the other cards in the chain. And then Frieza Call, I would probably not use, or maybe like 2 of them, only since, like I said, it's not really useful. So then you'd have your Cold Bloodless, since you'd want to play 4 of these. I mean, these is like one of the best cards that you could play, since you're running a Frieza's Army. Then from there, I'd probably keep the Whis. I'd put Whis and Vegeta off. I'd put 4 copies of each of these, only because it's pretty good, and you can charge it for energy if you need to. I mean, Whis helps you draw, like, in case in the early game you would just want to get some more cards in hand. And also, if your opponent's trying to untap energy on you. And then Vegeta later on, I mean, he is a 15k blocker for your deck. Since, like I said, your negate that you get in this isn't free, so you don't really want to be taking the... You don't want, since you might end up tapping out of energy, you don't really want to be caught off guard with 0 energies available. And, I mean, for 1 energy and he can block for you is also good. So, yeah, like I said, I would probably play 4 of each. As for Chile and Lemo, I mean, like I said, Chile, out of the cards that are in the starter deck, I don't think is worth it unless you're going to get your super combo. But, I mean, you're paying to play the super combo, which you're just going to combo off. And Lemo, I mean, he's not really... He could only get the Chile, so I don't think he's actually would be worth it. Maybe put like a couple cards of Chile in there, like I said, but if you're gonna add other cards that aren't in the deck, then I could see you playing the Chile. I would definitely play 4 of the Broly rushing fourth, just since that's the main card that you're getting in the deck. And then I'd play the... Wait, let me see. So we got... Oh, I'm missing a Whis. There we go. And then, yeah, I would definitely play the Broly the Ravager. I mean, he's critical. And he's 30,000 power. Which is pretty good. The only thing is he doesn't have barrier. So if your opponent has, like, ways to get rid of him, then he's going to obviously die. But if you're just, like, playing for fun with your friends, I mean, definitely worth it. But like I said, you could probably add some more cards in there. Let's see. So like cards that are in the set that you could add to possibly make this better. I mean, if you want to add the other Broly chain. I don't have any of the rares. I didn't end up pulling any. But I pulled one of the Broly's Limit Transcended from my box. And then I ended up buying 4 more packs. And I pulled another one. Like this Broly. Like the 6-drop Broly can pop anything. So like the 4-1 that comes in this deck can only kill something 3 or less without barrier. The 6-drop can kill anything without barrier. So like bigger things that don't have any barrier on them, they can be killed. And then this Broly, the super rare, can kill anything with barrier. So basically, once you get here, he can kill anything. And then he has an ability where he can't be, you can't use Mafuba on him, so you don't have to worry about getting Mafuba with attacking, and he's double strike. So, yeah. If you wanted to play the Broly chain, the only thing is Broly chain is kind of... I mean, if you're on a budget, like, the rare's going for, like, $6 right now at the time that I'm recording. And, like, the rare's probably, like, 12 or 14, like, each. Like, if you wanted to do, I'd probably do, like, maybe 3 of the 6-drop, 3 of the 8-drop, and then 3 of the Broly, the Ravager. Just so you could have each side that you can do. And then, like I said, Chile the Beautiful. I keep saying Chile. Chile, if you're using, this Broly's chain, since you can kill cards, it kicks off Chile's ability where if one of your opponent's cards either gets KO'd or dies, they have to drop a card. So, I mean, it just works with it, but it's only a once per turn, so you can't, like, kill multiple things in one turn and make your opponent drop a bunch of cards. Other cards you can do Golemite, the new breed. He's a 5k combo. You only use this to combo, but when it's your turn, when you're on the offensive, like if you're attacking with this Broly, 30,000 crit, you could combo this. Instead of just being the 5k combo, his ability is if you combo, when you combo with this card, choose one Broly BR, and it gets 5,000 more power for the duration of the turn. You could even give the extra 5k to your leader, or you could give it to this card, so then it'd be a 40k. Or you can give him this 35, and then your leader another 5. So that would be a thing that you could do. There's a Kind Wish. It's a 4-cost. It'd be like basically playing one of your 4-cost Brolys, but also it has the effect. If your leader is green, freezes army, choose all of your opponent's cards, ignoring barrier, and put them on the bottom of their deck. So if they have some like deck that they're playing a bunch of cards and they're trying to attack you with every single card that they have on the field, you could just use this. Like if you're hard casting one of your Brolys, you get a 4-cost, and then you basically take out every card that they have on their side of the field. So that would be worth it. If you're playing the other Broly chain, then you could play a Tragic Awakening. It's a 3-cost. But then you choose one of your energies and you put it in the discard. But it lets you play a 6-drop Broly from your drop. So if you had the rare Broly from the other chain for 3 energies and then killing one of your energies, you go to the rare, and then if you have like Broly's control mechanism, attack with the rare, then turn into this, and then attack again. So there's that. And then another card you can do is the Godstrike Beerus. I mean, since technically you're only killing off your Brolys, you're not actually playing them for their like actual cost. You'll probably have energies left over. So this is a 2-cost combo, and it's a 10k, but it chooses one of your opponent's keywords, and you can basically get rid of it. So like they're trying to go at you for a triple strike, and you only have like 2 energies, but you have no negates. You can combo with this, take away their triple strike, so then you only take 1 damage, and hopefully that's the last card that they were going to attack you with, because they thought they were going to go for game. And since it's not like a not an activate battle, it can't, or like a counter, it can't be battering laser. This is during your combo step, so they could combo out their hand, then you combo this, take away triple strike, and then they comboed their whole hand for 1 damage. So I mean, you could do that. And then, again, since you have energy left over, you could play Preemptive Strike. If your leader's a green card, which your Broly is a green leader, then for 2 energy, you can, when your opponent's going to play an energy card with the cost of 4 or less, you can place this in the drop, or if your leader card is green and the battle card your opponent's playing has an energy cost of 4 or less, it is placed in the owner's drop area instead of being played. So basically, it gets around your opponent ever even playing a card. Except for like if it has deflect, since this is a counter play, and deflect is, you can't be counter played. But like if it has barrier, this gets around barrier because technically it never touched the field. So, I mean, it's just a way to get rid of some of your opponent's cards before they get on the board. And they tap the energy, so if they were going to tap out to play something for 4, then you just ended their turn. But that's it. That's all I have for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe. I do appreciate it. And that's it. Bruce Ellis for Saiyan TCG. I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. Like I said, if you could find the decks for cheap instead of like 25 bucks that they're going for or something like that, then I definitely would say try to pick it up. But that's all for me. Till next time, this is Bruce Ellis, and we're out of here.